First, there was the pandemic, quarantine, Zoom everything, and COVID cuts. Then we lost jobs, canceled trips, watched all of the dreams we'd been moving toward go up in smoke. Before, we'd had tough moments. Now, every day was hard. But something else was happening too. We were beginning to see the cracks both in our own lives and in the systems around us. More than anything, we wanted to know that our actions meant something, that we weren't in it alone. I'm Laura Joyce Davis, the host, writer, and producer of Shelter in Place, a podcast about coming together in a world that's pulling us apart. When I launched Shelter in Place as a daily podcast on March 17th, 2020, I was new to podcasting. I didn't know how to record or edit audio. I didn't know how crazy it was to do episodes 6 days a week. Also, I thought I'd be doing this for 3 weeks. 4 months later, I had interviewed 50 people, created 100 episodes, and shared a lot of life with listeners. I learned quickly because I had to. I got better, acquired new skills, asked for help. People often ask me, "How did you do it?" I tell them my husband took care of the kids 8 to 12 hours a day. It also helped that I've been writing and publishing for 20 years, and that as a former collegiate runner, I know the discipline of training daily. As a lifelong singer and fiction writer, I'd finally found a medium that brought together my knack for narrative, my eye for characters, and my musical ear. But mostly, I did it because it was helping me survive. Shelter in Place began as my search for daily sanity in a world that feels increasingly insane, but it's become something much bigger. While I don't recommend taking on 100 episodes in just 4 months, I also don't regret it, because it gave me a way to grapple with life's big questions while connecting with others who were asking them too. Even as the news cycle reported a dismal future of a nation divided, the conversations I was having on Shelter in Place were giving me hope. My guests and listeners represent a huge range of politics and experiences, but we come together over a shared desire to understand each other better and create a more sustainable future. Shelter in Place is a community where everyone is welcome, where we're working to change systems by first changing ourselves. It's a bit like having coffee with a close friend, the kind who will laugh and cry with you, who will steer you toward courage and hope. In Season 1, through open-hearted memoir and honest conversations, we talked about art, faith, creativity, and education, and also about systemic racism, immigration, and climate change. We're moving from daily to weekly episodes for Season 2, but we'll expand on those conversations from Season 1. As our country hurtles toward another election and our skies darken with wildfire smoke, Season 2 will follow our family as we rewrite life and take our story on the road, learning along the way that if we want to reach out to others, we have to stop gripping what we have. It's Startup or Millennial podcast for 40-something parents and creatives in crisis. We don't know how this adventure will end, but we'll share each step of the way with you. Because ultimately, Shelter in Place isn't just about where we find safety, but where we belong.